Go.
Hi, I'm Charu from EmbodyTantra.com, and I wanted to talk to you a little bit about the relationship between our sexuality and our spirituality. Historically, these things have been incredibly split and put on opposite sides of the spectrum. But what's really cool and interesting is that they can actually work together, and almost, if you can imagine, like a figure eight, with sexuality on one side and spirituality on the other, that everything you experience sexually can actually feed into a deepening of your spiritual practice. And everything you experience spiritually can actually feed into a deepening of your sexuality and what you experience in lovemaking. So, to me, that's really, really exciting. And a lot of the time, what's happening in our culture and just for a lot of us is that our bodies are giving us messages all the time. These messages are coming in the form of maybe not experiencing orgasm, maybe our relationship, the sex life has died down and there's some numbness. Maybe as a man, we're not experiencing our body and our penis in the way that we once did, and it's not performing the way that we want it to. And culturally, the way that this is often dealt with is, if we're a man and the penis isn't working the way we want it to, a blue pill. There's this override. We're not actually looking at how do we look at what the body is telling us and go deeper and learn about ourselves through that process. We just override it and go right to this blue pill. The same thing goes for if I'm a woman and, for example, I'm not experiencing orgasm. I've heard of women having this challenge and going to people, and the thing that they're told to do is to go essentially buy a bigger vibrator. They're recommended this thing called the magic wand. And women, if you're out there and you've ever heard of this thing, it's like a back massager. And one of the things that you'll hear from women who use this is the vibration is so strong that ultimately maybe it will give them an orgasm, but then they can never orgasm any other way because ultimately it's desensitizing the body. And if this is you and these are things that you've tried, there's absolutely nothing wrong with this. The thing is that we haven't had access to tools that help us to consciously become aware that these things that are showing up for us in our bodies, these ways that the body is crying for attention around our sexuality, showing up as sexual issues or challenges, are actually the very tools that we need to deepen and become more intimate with ourselves as spiritual human beings. And to me, that's a very exciting process. And the process begins with listening to the body and learning practices that open you to hearing the messages of the body and saying yes to them. And this is exactly what I work with and what I share with you in my upcoming Awaken Weekend. I have one coming up in Los Angeles, July 28th and 29th, which is next weekend. And the weekend is all about this process of one after another. I give you practices that support you in becoming more sensitive to what's happening in your body so that you can actually begin to use these sexual challenges, curiosities, desires, it can come in all different forms, as something that fuels your journey of deepening spiritually. So if that's something that's interesting and exciting to you, it's certainly interesting and exciting to me, check out theawakenweekend.com for more information. That's theawakenweekend.com, and I look forward to sharing more of this work with you.